Last week we met a holistic veterinarian who's developed a national reputation for keeping his animal patients healthy with things like nutrition, vitamins, and herbs.
We also discovered that he sometimes uses an animal communicator to better understand the emotional and spiritual condition of his patients.
So I traveled to Mount Shasta to meet that communicator.
More than 20 years ago, Sharon Callahan was recovering from a near-death experience when she had the idea of working with the healing power of flowers.
So I began making flower essences and then giving them to friends, mailing them out to people who I thought would benefit from them for their animals. But in the process of that, people began to call me and ask me what their animals were thinking. And I found that I could just do that.
Since then, Sharon has telepathically communicated with thousands of animals across the country to help their guardians and their veterinarians provide the best possible care. She connects with them from a meditation room in which she's surrounded by images of higher consciousness.
All of the different things in the room were actually given to me over the last 20 years. And each image represents a state of consciousness that we can attain, like being ever ready to help.
Sharon's store and center is located in the Northern California town of Mount Shasta. So far, she's developed about 150 flower essences to help deal with a wide range of animal health issues. She's also authored a book on natural healing and helped create a healing music CD.
This is a very special album of music with the intention of healing the sacred relationship between animals and people. And the music was composed and is sung by my friend Patrick Bernard, who donated his time to do this.
Sharon says the importance of honoring the emotions of animals is gaining increasing acceptance.
So often, just as with human beings, the emotions play a great role in whether we recover from something physical or we don't.
Sharon's flower essences tap into the life force of a plant for healing purposes.
A flower essence is actually a vibrational tincture made from the blossom of flowering plants. And to me, a flower essence really, in a very basic sense, is like a liquid prayer. The flower essences uplift the spirit. Think of yourself being in a hospital room or something, and how you feel when a friend comes in with a bouquet of flowers. So flowers, generally speaking, uplift the spirit.
It was a flower essence that brought Sharon into the lives of Dr. Bob Goldstein and his wife, Susan. Dr. Bob, as he's known, is an author and holistic vet based in Connecticut. His wife, Susan, is the founder of a groundbreaking health food store for animals and also an author. But despite all their expertise, they still needed help in dealing with the passing of a beloved animal.
We had a Welsh Corgi, Annie, who was having a difficult time making her transition. We were also having a difficult time saying goodbye to her. Sharon sent an overnight remedy. She heard about our trouble in letting go of our dog. She sent an overnight remedy, and we administered it. And we noticed that we were able to say goodbye to Annie, and Annie was able to release us in a very beautiful way. After that, I made a decision to contact Sharon, A, to thank her for the remedy, but also to see if perhaps we could become students of her work.
Every disease that I'm treating as a veterinarian, there is an emotional component. That animal has some feelings or some belief or some emotions wrapped around that.
Sharon says animal companions can bring us many lessons.
Animals are in our lives certainly for their own purposes and their own unfoldment, but also to help us awaken and open spiritually. Usually everything that we're carrying that's blocking our spiritual growth will be revealed through the love of an animal. A fear of intimacy, for one, grief, because animals live such a short time compared to the human lifespan. If we love animals and we have them, we see the whole process from birth to death over and over and over again. So my feeling is that one of the greatest gifts the animals have for us is to prepare us for our own transition. Animals bring us to stillness and total presence in the moment. That's one of the greatest things the animals bring to people.
Because
stay in the moment. Don't jump ahead to some story. The animals see through us to the diamond inside. There's a spiritual teacher, Gangaji, who has a book titled The Diamond in Your Pocket. So we all have that diamond inside, that God self. The animal has the God self. The animal can always see that. No matter what we're going through, they see the God self.
Sharon says that if we let them, our animal companions can open us to new ways of seeing ourselves, our lives, and the world all around us.
Roy and I have used an animal communicator, including Sharon Callahan, on several occasions.
I confess to being a bit skeptical at first, but what we learned was very impressive and very helpful.
I don't know that we'll ever understand how this works, but in our and Dr. Bob's experience, it does.